All right, welcome back, season two of the AI coaches. Um, Big changer from the first to the next is we've got Marcus Jet Holloway took the head coaching job at Iowa State. Obviously, he's looking in the Texas area. If Texas Tech, his alma mater, ever comes open, he'll want that. But um, really good job opportunity for him. Puts him in the Big 12, gives him the opportunity to kind of reach some of his goals. Hopefully, eventually get to where he wants to be. Um, Moving on to the next character, we got Southern Miss's um, Clay Mercer. He had a great season last year. Southern Miss went 8-6, won their bowl game. He had a couple offers for head coaching jobs, but they just weren't something that was really up his alley, worth leaving Southern Miss. So he's back for another season, hoping to continue what he kind of started last season. They start their season against Tulane in a rivalry game, hoping they obviously get off to a great start there. New Mexico State, um, obviously Javier Reyes. They have a bye week to start the year off, but they didn't have a great season last year. Um, he's not on the hot seat quite yet, but he's getting close, so he's got to have a good season this year. Recruiting for all of these teams was very, with the exception of Iowa State, was subpar. So that's something that's got to change as well going forward. But Javier, obviously, he's in a spot he kind of likes at New Mexico State. Obviously, Oregon job, any of those kind of California, any of those West Coast jobs come up, and he could, go take that. But first, he's got to prove himself here. And then you got Eastern Michigan, the head coach of Eastern Michigan. They lost the Xbox bowl game, so they went 6-7 last year under head coach Elijah Boone. They're playing, ironically, Michigan State, which is his alma mater, and a place that he would love to take over. So, not likely that they're going to win this game based off of just overall offensive defensive discrepancies against Michigan State. But if they was to pull this off and maybe Michigan State lose their head coach, that would be an amazing fit if he can have a great season there. And then finally, the coach that is on the hot seat right now after one season is Nevada's OC, Nathaniel Nate Whitaker. They only won 3 games last year. He is on the hot seat, and if Nevada cannot turn it around this season, then he'll probably be gone. So for his sake, as far as what if he wants to stay on Nevada, or if he even wants to take a chance at a head coaching job at some point, it'd really be beneficial for Nevada to have a good season. If not, he's going to have to start over somewhere else that may be a lesser of a job, which is not something that Coach Whitaker wants to do. So we'll kind of see how this season goes for each of these guys, and then hopefully maybe one or two of them can make big jumps this year. But week one, like you see here, you have Southern Miss at Tulane, Eastern Michigan, Michigan State. Those are the games, the 2 games we have. So we'll go ahead and force advance that. Not a lot of huge games in week 0 to start the 2026 season. But you see Iowa State gets to start with that. But let's look at I don't want to do team schedule. I want to do the whole schedule. Look at scores and schedule for week 0. Kind of see what happened. Anything big. Southern Miss, unfortunately, falls to the rival Tulane 52-50. Rough way to start the season for the DC. But, I mean, that's respectable. Luckily, not a conference game, so they're going to have to just kind of bounce back from that. Let's see if there's any other bigger games here. Duke annihilated them. Arkansas beat Memphis. What a huge win from Eastern Michigan. We just talked about that. If they could find a way to pull this off against Michigan State. A 27-24 win in East Lansing. And now you've got to be thinking, hey, if they can pull off a good season and Michigan State falls apart, then we might be looking at the perfect marriage between let me go here. Maybe look at the perfect marriage between Coach Elijah Boone, and Michigan State. So we'll see what happens with that. As you can see, I have some of these on toggle, so you're going to kind of already see what happens throughout the week, with the exception of Iowa State. But New Mexico State, just to get this week 1 is just going to get burnt by Central Michigan, and then Nevada losing to Western Kentucky. But you'll see Eastern Michigan is going to win again, and then we'll find out why Iowa State should win that FCS game. So, I mean, Eastern Michigan might be starting off, looks like 2-0, and obviously that would be great, a great start for them. Let's see here. We'll force advance, make sure Iowa State takes care of business. It appears that they probably did. We'll have that rivalry against Iowa here in a second. But week 1, look at some of these games. Wow, FCS beat UConn. UConn, after having a great year last year, it's falling apart. Indiana won. Florida getting beat by New Mexico. Wow. Didn't see that coming. Michigan State bounced back and wouldn't beat Toledo. All right, let's see. Iowa State, obviously, they handled business 57-3 against the FCS opponent. Nevada, unfortunately, for the OC, they only put up 13 points, and he's already in the hot seat. They cannot continue if he wants to keep his job. So a bad loss to Western Kentucky to start the season. Southern Miss, like I said, they took care of business, which is good for the DC there. Eastern Michigan beating San Jose State. Let's go 2-0. New Mexico State, Javier, he's not going to be happy with that, losing to Central Michigan, going 0-1. Oregon takes care of Boise State. Memphis beats Arkansas State. Bama beats up on West Virginia. Here's a big one: Clemson, LSU, and Clemson handles LSU here. K-State beats Ole Miss by 3. But that gets us into week 2. And we've got Iowa State at Iowa. And then you got Southern Miss. They're going to travel to Auburn. Mexico State to Hawaii. Eastern Michigan gets the week off. And Nevada gets the FCS opponent here. And you can already tell on those how they did on those. For week 2, Southern Miss got taken to the woodshed by Auburn 59-10. Unfortunately, talent level definitely big there. New Mexico State bounces back 41-13 at Hawaii. Eastern Michigan gets that bye after going 2-0. And then Nevada bounces back after scoring 13 points last week. Scores 48 against FCS Northwest. And now we've got Iowa State. Big game, big rivalry game. Hoping that win that one. It's always a close game, usually a low-scoring game. We'll see what happens. It looks like they did get the victory. We'll check out week 2. Indiana barely beats Jack State. Michigan and Oklahoma in week 2. Michigan handles Oklahoma by 2. Good game in Ann Arbor. Let's see what else we've got here. Southern Miss, like we said earlier, just couldn't handle Auburn. Iowa State, great job by Coach Marcus Jet Holloway. Go 2-0, beat your rival in Iowa. Start season 2-0. Hoping for big things. Only ranked squad on this right now. Nevada, even though it's against FCS, 48 points. That's definitely not going to hurt the feelings of those who Whitaker there. Texas beating Ohio State in Austin. That's a big win for them to stay at number 1. New Mexico State handles Hawaii. That's big for Javier Reyes, needing that victory as well. So we'll go into week 3 with Iowa State's going to play Bowling Green. It should be a win and go to 3-0, hopefully. We're going to see, obviously, Southern Miss is going to lose to Troy, 36, not good for the DC. New Mexico State is going to lose by 10 to Middle Tennessee State. Eastern Michigan is going to continue to roll, but this time against the FCS opponent, 34-20 to go 3-0. And then, unfortunately, Nevada, they scored 20 this time, but it's going to be on a 28-26 loss to Miami University. So we'll see how Iowa State does against Bowling Green, but that should be a victory for them. Hopefully go 3-0. Everybody else is just trying to, with the exception of Eastern Michigan, trying to make sure that they don't go in at any kind of losing streak here. All right, we got a bye week for Iowa State. They're 3-0, so they did get the victory last week against Bowling Green. We can look at that real quick. It was closer than the experts thought, 34-27. LSU gets beat at home by Missouri, 38-37, and LSU falls to 1-2. That's a surprise. And then Mizzou gets to be 4-0 and starts 1-0 in the conference. That's good for them. Eastern Michigan beats the FCS to go 3-0. Hopefully they'll continue to win. Georgia handles OU in Norman, 37-24. And A&M handles Kentucky. Ole Miss handles Houston. UCLA. Unfortunately, Southern Miss gets taken to the woodshed by Troy at home, and unfortunately, that puts about 0-1 in conference into Sun Belt. And obviously, as the DC there, we can't be giving up 30 points and expect to win many games in the Sun Belt. So that's kind of a devastating loss. Tennessee handles Auburn in the Hills. Bama handles Florida State. Miami beats Notre Dame. All right, so that was week 3, kind of a summary there. And we know going to week 4, Iowa State has the bye. Southern Miss is going to bounce back. 47-45 win over UL Monroe. Really, the only problem with that is that the DC giving up 45 points is not a winning combination. Hopefully, that's not something he continues, but a win's a win. Very close loss for Javier Reyes, 24-21 against Jacksonville State. The first loss of the season for Eastern Michigan comes at Marshall, 21-18. A tough pill to swallow after beating Michigan State first game of the year. And then finally Nevada eked out a 28-21 win at Middle Tennessee. And right now the OC, they have 28 points. It's enough to win, but they've got to be able to be more consistent if they're going to continue to win. But that does help the OC as far as he's the main guy on the hot seat right now. So we'll see. We'll go through week 4 real quick. See how this goes. Iowa State's all the way up to number 14 now. I'm going to week 4. Like I said, Nevada, 2-2 now. Going into week 5. We'll take it. I mean, they won, I think, 3 games last year total. So hopefully continue their improvement. They've got to be able to score points, though. Florida beats Bama. Oregon beats UCLA. Texas beats South Carolina in a good one. Southern Miss, like we said, can't be giving up 45 points a game, but you can definitely take a win. Arkansas beat Hawaii. Mexico State getting beat by 3, going 1-3, 0-2 to Jacksonville State. Eastern Michigan sucks. They lost their first game. They're 3-1. The U ekes out Boston College. The Battle of Utah goes to Utah over Utah State. Indiana beats up on UConn 7-5. Notre Dame beats Michigan State. USC beats Penn State. All right, so we go week 5. We got Iowa State going to Baylor, so we're in our conference now. Southern Miss is going to get a big win against James Madison, and to the DC's credit, giving up only 14 points this week, and then the offense gets 42. So that's good stuff. New Mexico State losing to its rival 38-7, and New Mexico not something Javier Reyes wants to continue to see. Eastern Michigan gets a bye, and then the OC and Nevada continues to try to save his job. A 31-17 win at Bowling Green. That's going to go. If they can continue to win, that's going to go a long way to keeping him off the hot seat. Or I should say, getting off the hot seat. We'll see what happens with Iowa State and Baylor for week 5, going into week 6. They're back to 22, so I'm going to assume they lost. Yes, they lost. So Marcus Jet Holloway unfortunately loses his first game as the head coach of Iowa State. Looking at some of the other scores from last week in week 5. Pittsburgh's still rolling. BYU. Southern Miss beat James Madison, I should say. And that brings them to 3-3, 2-1. 500, but they're 2-1 in conference, which is good in the Sun Belt. Hopefully that continues to be a good thing. New Mexico State going 1-4, 0-2 now. That's just going to be unacceptable for Javier Reyes, and something that's really, really, really going to be hard to come back from when you're 1-4. But hopefully they can bounce back and win some games. Iowa State really just didn't stand much of a chance. Baylor made sure to take them to the woodshed in Waco. So that's their first loss, and unfortunately it's a conference loss, so they're going to be 0-1. Florida beats up on Vandy. Clemson beats Florida State. LSU beats Texas in Baton Rouge to get Texas' first loss. Texas Tech 5-0, 2-0. Beat Houston. Auburn wins against Ole Miss. Oklahoma beats Mississippi State. The U gets beat by NC. So that's their second loss of the year. San Diego State. Tennessee beats UNLV. Penn State beats Minnesota. SMU obviously beat Stanford. Toledo beat Miami, Ohio. Notre Dame wins. Wyoming beats Boise State. Nevada beating Bowling Green was a big thing, obviously, go 3-2. Oregon beats Ohio State 26-23, so that keeps them undefeated. That gives the second loss. Ohio State's now lost to Texas and Oregon. Georgia handles Louisville. Arkansas State wins. Bama beats up on Arkansas. Northwestern beats Iowa. Oregon State beats UTEP. You can see the rest of the scores there. And just by the way, guys, because we're on week 6 right now, but just kind of review, because we skipped the offseason just because I didn't want y'all to have to go through all that. um, extra stuff that really didn't need to see because none of the teams we had were in the tournament. But ultimately, Miami beat Texas 35-27 last season in the championship. So Miami's the defending champion. Texas gets there all the way there and then loses. So they would love to get back and try to redeem themselves. But and then also from last season, your conference champs. When we were with UTEP, which is where Jet Holloway was before, they beat Liberty and won Conference USA. Southern Miss, unfortunately, loses the Sun Belt to James Madison. So that's kind of where we were last season. Here's kind of all their other winners. Indiana beat Oregon. Clemson beat SMU, and so on. Just to kind of give you an idea of the conference champs from last year as well. But that's kind of gives you an idea going into this season where each team kind of stands. But going into this week 6, a home game against Oklahoma State. Iowa State really needs to, with Coach Holly, bounce back, get this win, get a conference win their first conference win of the year, and get back to their winning ways. Southern Miss is going to beat Georgia State 49-14. The defense for Southern Miss continues to do what they need to do to get the job done. New Mexico State continues to falter 34-23 against UTEP. Javier Reyes, I'm worried about his job right now. They just cannot seem to win football games right now. Good news for Eastern Michigan is they bounce back, get a win over Ball State after their first loss. And then the good news for the OC, Whitaker, he gets 26 points, which is going to be just enough to win 26-23 over San Jose State. So we'll see what happens with Iowa State, Oklahoma State. But luckily, a lot of wins this past week. So hopefully that will help. Let's see. Not good. Marcus Jet Holloway struggling right now. This is not really getting the job done right here. He's got 16 points. But they've got Cincinnati. We're in week 7. Let's check out week 6. UNLV beat Utah State. Penn State holds on. Iowa State obviously losing their second game in a row, go 0-2 in conference against Oklahoma State 31-28. That's a rough one, especially at home. UTEP beat New Mexico State, and 1-5 is just not something that Reyes obviously wants. Ole Miss handles A&M. OU handles Texas in the Red River shootout. Texas Tech continues to win. They beat TCU. Alabama beats up on Mississippi State. Arkansas beats Vandy. Duke beats the rival NC. Let's see here. Indiana loses to Washington. Iowa upsets Michigan in Ann Arbor. USC beats Ohio State for their third loss. Ohio State 2-3, 0-2 in conference. Who would have thought? Not the start they wanted. Georgia beats Mizzou to give them their first loss. Eastern Michigan just enough to beat Ball State. The defense holds strong, just enough to beat them. Southern Miss, once again, defense has seemed to be an improved 4-3-3-1 in the Sun Belt Conference. Oregon continues to take care of business. Tennessee wins. Notre Dame wins. And then Nevada, needing a win for Whitaker, ekes one out for the OC, 26-23. So we'll be in week 7 now. And right now, Iowa State desperately for Coach Holloway needs to beat Cincinnati and get back on their winning ways, because they went from 3-0 to 3-2. They're 0-2 conference in the Big 12 right now. As you can see, the DC, he continues to do well last couple weeks. He's going to hold Louisiana Tech to 13 points in a win, 42-13. New Mexico State finally gets one done for Javier Reyes, 17-10, hoping to save his job. Eastern Michigan, 26-20 in a close one at UMass, but gets the victory. And then the OC at Whitaker puts up 21 points, which is going to be enough to beat Air Force. So everybody's, except for we don't know about Iowa State yet, but everybody else on week 7 is back to their winning ways, which is something that a lot of these guys, especially New Mexico State, needed. Iowa State would really like to get a win as well. We'll see what happens. They did. So we'll see about that real quick. Week 7. Texas Tech gets the win. Oregon beats Oregon State. Yeah, Eastern Michigan, that's a big. They got 5-1, 2-0 in the MAC. 1 win away from bowl eligibility for the second straight season. But they lost the Xbox Bowl last year, unfortunately, to Buffalo, 10-7 in a close one. So they're hoping to get back to there and then try to win a bowl game this year. All State gets a win. Alabama beats up on San Diego State. Notre Dame beats up on NC. The U gets the best of Florida State. Texas beats Missouri and keeps their hopes alive. And there we go. Big one New Mexico State needed. Their second win of the season over San Jose State. Javier really needs to continue to win. He wants to save his job, obviously. SMU wins over Louisville. Southern Miss takes care of business on the defensive side of the football. Iowa State blows out Cincinnati, get their first conference win of the year, go 4-2, 1-2 in conference. Michigan beats Penn State in Ann Arbor. Ole Miss beats Tennessee in Knoxville. Auburn wins. Duke wins. OU beats A&M. Pitt continues to win games. UCLA beats Michigan State. Michigan State 2-4. If they can continue to lose and an opening happens, will the Eastern Michigan coach be a candidate for that job? That would be awesome to see, because that's his alma mater. But Georgia beats LSU. Arkansas State loses to Troy. Nevada needed the win for their OC. They continue to do so. 5-2, 2-0 in the Mountain West. All right, so that gets us into week 8. And so we're about halfway through right now. Let's check out the Heisman Watch, kind of see who's. And John Mateer from Oklahoma is leading the way right now. You've got Jordan Marshall, the halfback from Notre Dame, Alonzo Barnett from Duke, Arch Manning from Texas, and Deuce Knight from Auburn are your top 5 right now for the Heisman, about halfway through the season. But we're fixing to see how Iowa State, if they can bounce back at BYU here in week 8. Southern Miss, the defense is not going to be happy about this, but giving up 37 points. But we're 30-37 win at Marshall. They continue to win. Heartbreaking loss for Javier Reyes, 15-14 at Western Kentucky. Just when you thought maybe a winning streak could occur, it just doesn't. Then Eastern Michigan 17-14 win over Northern Illinois. And then the OC, Whitaker, started the season on the hot seat, 31-6, 31 points at Wyoming. And they continue to bounce back from a 3-win season last year. But we'll see what happens with Marcus Jet Holloway and his team. Can they get back to 500 in conference and win again with the upset against BYU? We'll see pretty shortly on that one. It'd be a big win against a conference opponent, a ranked opponent. Ranked 22. Had the player of the week. And it looks like they did pull it off. Let's see, based off of what happened last week in week 8. All right. revisit this real quick. Like we said earlier, Southern Miss 6 wins. Who would have thought? They're going to be most likely going back to a bowl game. Maybe have a chance to go ahead and win the Sun Belt this year. And that would be a big step for him. Maybe the DC gets offered a better job this season in the off season. Like we said, New Mexico State continues to falter, lose close games. And this is the heartbreaker at Western Kentucky. And then Eastern Michigan, very opposite. They continue to win football games. They're 6-1, 3-0 in the MAC. And he's just kind of hoping not only continue winning here, but also Michigan State job. He's going to have that. He's kind of just rearing his eye at that a little bit, hoping that maybe that job comes open. OU beats Florida. Texas Tech beats up on Oklahoma State. Ole Miss goes into Austin and beats down Texas 41-6. That's going to be a big shot at Arch Manning getting the Heisman, and then also Texas wanting to get back and redeem themselves for that loss to Miami in the championship last season. It's looking more and more unlikely as they've lost their third game now. They're 2-3 in conference play. Ohio State ekes Nebraska. Florida State wins. Iowa beats Wisconsin. The U gets beat down by Pitt, who's undefeated still. Duke stays undefeated against NC State. Auburn beats Mississippi State. South Carolina beats the Piggies. Iowa State, big win for Marcus Jet Holloway. 38-17. They go into BYU and take care of business against a ranked opponent. And they get back to 500 in conference play at 2-2, but 5-2 overall, one game away from bowl eligibility. Hoping to stay in the mix. LSU beats up on Kentucky. Clemson beats Cal. Washington beats Michigan State. He's now 2-5. So watch out for that. We're hoping maybe that Eastern Michigan job turns into the Michigan State job. Nevada 31-6. Whitaker saving his job right now. Yeah. USC beats up on Indiana. Georgia beats A&M. Oregon beats Michigan. Okay, so that's a good week. We're going to week 9 now. We'll see what happens in week 9. All right. Another hard game, this time at home for Iowa State against Utah. They are ranked 22nd. Southern Miss is going to beat Arkansas State 38-10. Big win, another big conference win. New Mexico State trying to save Javier Reyes' job. They go to Delaware to win 28-7. Eastern Michigan 38-7 over Buffalo, and then unfortunately for Whitaker, his explosive offense stumbles this week. 42-13 loss at number 19 UCLA. Kind of be not really that surprising. Really, UCLA is a more talented team, but still, you'd like to score more than 13 there. We'll see how Iowa State does against Utah, and go from there. Another big win here would be great. Back-to-back weeks against a ranked opponent. Six and 2. So it looks like they got the job done. And we'll go into some stuff here in a second too, but let's go ahead and revisit week 9 real quick. Week 9, Southern Miss, like we said, beats Arkansas State. 7-3, 5-1 in Sun Belt. Have a great shot if they continue to win, to possibly win the Sun Belt Conference. And then also the DC. I mean, he's got to be up for some kind of a chance at some head coaching jobs in the offseason. Mizzou beats Florida. Arizona State upsets Texas Tech. Or I'd say it's an upset. It's pretty even, but Arizona State stays undefeated. Duke beats Virginia. Alabama beats A&M. The U beats Wake Forest. Ohio State beats Illinois. North Texas wins. The Piggies beat Kentucky. Eastern Michigan needed to continue winning, and they did. 38-7 against Buffalo. 7-1 and 4-0 now in the MAC. The MAC championship is maybe on the horizon for Eastern Michigan, and then, like I said, it may turn into potentially the head football job at Michigan State. I'm hoping for him. We'll see what happens in the offseason. Georgia beats South Carolina. Iowa beats Purdue. Cal beats NC State. Oklahoma State beats Houston. USC rolls. Oklahoma's 70 points on New Mexico. Notre Dame beats Navy. LSU beats State. And Texas is falling apart. 35-14. Ed Austin, Auburn comes in there and just handles Arch Manning. And now Arch Manning, you got to think, he may be deciding to go to the NFL. There's no point to even really play the bowl game. They're 6-4. They'll probably get one, but it's kind of a fall off. Michigan State gets the win over Northwestern to go to 3-5. Washington upsets Oregon. UNLV beats Wyoming. Pitt stays undefeated, beats at home, and beats Florida State. Iowa State was 29-21 over Utah. Big win to get 6 wins. Are bowl eligible now. Maryland beat Penn State. Vandy goes to Ole Miss and upsets them. SMU wins, and SMU's undefeated as well. New Mexico State, they're 3-6, 1-4 in Conference USA, but a big win over Delaware when they needed it. Indiana beats Nebraska. All right, so going into Week 10, we'll go ahead and look at the bracket real quick. This is the first week of the bracket. And right now, Eastern Michigan would be that 12th seed. How big would that be if they were the first team of all of our coaches to get into the playoff? They're going to continue to win football games to get there, but that would be huge for Eastern Michigan and his chances of potentially landing that Michigan State job. But right now, Eastern Michigan, Clemson, Washington, Oklahoma, Arizona State, Alabama, Oregon, USC, and then those byes would go to 1 Georgia, 2 Duke, 3 SMU, and 4 Pitt at the moment. Look at the Heisman real quick. John Batier's still there. Barnett from Duke. Marshall. Eli Holston from Pitt. And then a new one, Rocco. I don't know how to say his last name, Bet or something like that, from Georgia is down the mix as well. And then bowl projections as of right this second. Let's see what we got here. Obviously, we don't use for Michigan to the playoff. Right now, I have Iowa State is projected to be in the Independence Bowl versus Western Kentucky. And then we'll see about these other bowl games here in a little bit, but I may have missed one. But at Arizona this week for Iowa State, that'll be another good win. They're a decent team at 5-3, get their 7th win of the year. Help Coach Holloway continue to build on what he's already kind of built on this season. Looks like they've gone up in the ranking. All right, so they're 7-2, another big win, ranked 18th in the nation. So that's a big win over Arizona last week. Tech Beats West Virginia, keeps their hopes alive. Auburn wins. Bama beats Texas. And man, you got to feel for Texas. Nothing's going their way. Eastern Michigan, 17-10 over Ohio. 8-1, 5-0. LSU beats UConn. UCLA beats Michigan. Iowa State, 43-32 over Arizona in Arizona last week. OU obliterates the Piggies in Fayetteville, 52-14. Oregon wins. Georgia beats the rival Florida, stays undefeated. Duke wins, stay undefeated. Michigan State beats Kentucky. Clemson beats the U. SMU beats Notre Dame. That's a big one. Nebraska beats Michigan State to fall. Michigan State falls to 3-6. Ole Miss beats Mizzou. Tennessee beats A&M. Liberty, unfortunately for New Mexico State, beats them down 34-13. And then Washington beats up on Vandy going into Week 11. So Week 11, look at the I don't want to do top 25. Look at the updated bracket. Eastern Michigan's still there. Most everybody's about the same. Auburn's in it. But we'll see at the end who's ends up in it. But hopefully Eastern Michigan continue to win games and be in it at the end. This week, though, Week 10 or Week 11, I should say, Iowa State's going to travel to UCF. They got to get a win there. Southern Miss, 38-36 win over Louisiana. Javier Reyes, 41-38 win over Florida International. Eastern Michigan continues to win, 31-24 at Kent State. And then, unfortunately for Nevada, 34-20 loss to Hawaii. 20 points is not enough for the OC Whitaker there to beat Hawaii. But a win for Holloway over UCF. Hopefully continues to get them further and further into that top 25. Like maybe give them a chance to jump into the bracket as well. We'll see. They're ranked 13th now, it would appear. So 8-2, that's a good thing. I go back to Week 11. Washington beats Nebraska. Bama beats Ole Miss. Nevada, unfortunately, loses 34-20 to Hawaii. 58-56, a barn burner at UCF, but luckily for Coach Holloway, he comes up on the right side of that one, 58-56. Southern Miss continues to win as well, 8-3-6-1 in Sun Belt, and a high-scoring affair against the Raging Cajuns. Duke beats Clemson, keeps their number one spot. Eastern Michigan beats Kent State 31-24. They're ranked 23rd in the nation now. Tennessee beats up on LSU at home in Knoxville. SMU continues to win. Notre Dame gets beat by Syracuse for the third loss of the year. Ohio State beats Northwestern. Michigan beats Michigan State. Akron beats Central Michigan. Florida beats Auburn. And that's Auburn's second loss of the year. Mizzou beats Kentucky. Pitt continues to be undefeated, beats Georgia Tech. Georgia beats Arkansas in Athens. South Carolina beats State. A&M beats Vandy. BC beats Florida State. And Texas Tech loses their second game of the year. Arizona beats them in Lubbock. New Mexico State gets their 4th win of the year, this time against FIU, 41-38. That hopefully helps Javier Reyes a little bit. Obviously, with 7 losses, not going to a bowl game again this year, 2nd straight year in a row. Definitely depressing. But if they can continue to win and just have a close to 500 season, that would be awesome. Maybe win one more game this year. Miami beats Stanford, and then USC beats Oregon. Okay, we're going into week 12. Let's see where we stand as far as the bracket. Eastern Michigan's in there still, luckily. Auburn, is Auburn still in there? No, they fell out. Clemson's in the spot where Auburn was. UCLA's in there. Arizona State's in there. But the top 4 is about the same. Be interesting to see who at the end of this ends up being in the spot they want to be, which is in the playoff, obviously. Mateer's still the leading guy. Marshall, quarterback from USC, is now in there. Duke's, and then Pitt's quarterback as well. It's only one running back. Everybody else is quarterback. 13th ranked Iowa State are going to have to play the 21 ranked West Virginia this week. If they can get that win, that may drive them into that top 10 or 11 and maybe get into the bracket. If they lose, though, it's probably over. New Mexico State's going to win again, 35-29 for Javier Reyes. Javi, that's going to be a big win for him as far as a job saver, 35-29 at Kennesaw State. Eastern Michigan, it wasn't pretty, but 17-14 win over Bowling Green. And then Whitaker's going to be happy to score 33 points against New Mexico and a win there. So we'll see if Iowa State can continue their winning ways and maybe get into the bracket, or if West Virginia's going to kind of knock them out here in Week 12. We got to commit, 3-star corner. And Iowa State's 24, which is probably not a good sign, guys. That means they lost. So we'll go back and we'll see kind of what happened in Week 12. Hawaii wins. Arkansas beats Tulsa. Clemson beats Syracuse. Texas beats Tennessee. Duke stays undefeated, 35-21 over BC. BYU wins. Alabama beats up on Kentucky. Eastern Michigan gets a big win, 17-14, like we said. Closer than it needed to be, but another MAC win to go 7-0 in the MAC. And maybe more importantly, to keep their hopes alive for that bowl bid. Arizona State wins to stay undefeated. LSU beats Auburn. Nevada gets their 7th win of the year over New Mexico. Pitt loses its first game of the year to Louisville, 31-27. They had a bye, so now they're going to be hoping that they don't lose again to keep themselves in the bracket. USC beats UCLA in a close one. Wisconsin beats Michigan State. SMU beats Florida State to stay undefeated. New Mexico State, like I said, beat Kennesaw State to go to 5-7, 3-5 in conference play in Conference USA. Georgia beats UConn. Florida beats South Carolina. OU beats up on Vandy and Norman. Indiana gets beat up by Ohio State. The U wins. Iowa State, biggest game of the year. They lose, though, at home 42-19 to West Virginia. West Virginia has an outside chance looking in to try to get into the playoff. And Iowa State's playoff hopes are pretty much, looks like they're pretty much gone at this point. Now they're down to ranked 24 now, after being as high as ranked as number 12. Texas Tech wins. and then Oregon wins. So we're week 13. We're getting close to the end of this. Eastern Michigan's still there. Ohio State's jumped in there. Pitt, who did have a first round bye in the top 4, is now clinging on to the 10th seed. And they'd be playing Clemson right now. And then Alabama's jumped up there to the 4th seed. So right now you got 1 Duke, 2 Georgia, 3 SMU, and 4 Alabama. Be nice to see Eastern Michigan. Hopefully they can continue to handle their business and end up at least getting to the playoff regardless. Same kind of group in there as far as the Heisman goes. But as far as week 13 goes, Iowa State's got to bounce back against K-State. Southern Miss is going to beat South Alabama 47-24. New Mexico State gets a bye. Eastern Michigan wins again 36-19 against Central Michigan. Nevada only scores 24 points, loses 34-24 at UNLV. We'll see what happens with this K-State game. The closer you get to the end of the year, you're kind of seeing more and more of what's going to kind of transpire here. Iowa State gets a 3-star Sam. Play of the week against K-State. They do get the win over K-State, which is good. A little late, to be honest with you. They needed the victory last week, but Ole Miss beats Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl. Nebraska wins. Eastern Michigan 36-19 against their rival Central Michigan. Michigan beats the Ohio State, and it looks like they will most likely knock them out of the bracket. And Michigan may be in the bracket now. Georgia beats up on Georgia Tech. SMU wins. Va Tech wins. Louisville beats the rival Kentucky. Tennessee beats up on Vandy. Southern Miss beats South Alabama. They're 7-1 down the Sun Belt. Pitt is climbing their way back. Beats BC. LSU beats A&M at Kyle Field and makes it where it would appear that A&M is not going bowling this year. Arkansas beats Missouri in Missouri to get their 6th win of the year, so they may have clinched themselves at least a bowl game after winning the Battle Line rivalry game. Iowa State took care of business 37-20 against K-State. Washington beat Penn State. Shh. Oregon beat Michigan. Let's see here. UNLV beat Nevada. So State wins. UConn. USC beats Notre Dame in a close one. Florida State gets beat up by Florida in Tallahassee, 59-30. Indiana wins. Bama wins the Iron Bowl against Auburn. South Carolina beats Clemson. And then Arizona State stays undefeated against Arizona in a close one. Week 14, there's only one game, Navy-Army. So everybody's on a bye. So we'll just go ahead and advance into that week. Another commit, 3-star right guard for Iowa State. All right, obviously everybody's on they're on a bye. Last week. This week we've got conference championships. And obviously we got a couple that we have we've got going. We've got Buffalo playing Eastern Michigan for the MAC championship, and we got Marshall, Southern Miss to try to play for the Sun Belt. And then some big ones: OU against Georgia, SMU, Duke, USC, Washington. That all have implication potentially on who makes the playoff and who doesn't. And we already know right now that Southern Miss is going to beat Marshall 34-7, and Eastern Michigan is going to beat Buffalo 31-16 to win their respective conferences, which is big for both teams, both ranked. And Iowa State's, New Mexico State, and Nevada are on byes. So we'll see what happens here. Iowa State's climbed to 16, but it's really not going to matter. All right, let's look at the bracket real quick. And so look at this. Southern Miss has somehow stolen the spot from Eastern Michigan, which is kind of ironic because Eastern Michigan had that spot the entire time. And Eastern Michigan did everything they were supposed to do. They never lost any more games, but the committee believed that Southern Miss's ranking and I guess their wins were better than Eastern Michigan, so they're going to get to play Alabama. Michigan will play Washington, Arizona State will play Pitt, West Virginia will play Oklahoma in the first round, and then the byes go to 1 Duke, 2 Georgia, 3 USC, and 4 SMU. Heisman finalists should be the same kind of guys here. Let's see here. Everybody's on a bye. I may go ahead, special on this team, take them off of autopilot, just in case. Let's see here. Take it off. And then same with Eastern Michigan. Take it off for him as well. And we're really hoping on Eastern Michigan. I mean, they deserve to be in the playoff just as much, if not maybe more, than Southern Miss. The rankings just came involved in it. But we're hoping for Elijah Boone. His dream job is to be the head coach at Michigan State. Michigan State had a terrible year. He goes 12-1, wins the conference. So you've got to be thinking, hopefully that ends up being like a perfect match in the offseason. Hopefully they will offer him the job. We just don't know yet. I'm gonna go ahead and toggle all these off. That way it's not like it is all season. But as we kind of look through our characters real quick, going into the bowl games and the playoff and all that stuff, we got a 16th ranked Iowa State team, a 12th ranked Southern Miss team, a 20th ranked Eastern Michigan team. So pretty good stuff there, actually. And we'll see kind of where everybody ends up here in a second, which we send through this week. Before I do that, let me double check and see the score schedule stuff. I got the conference championship week. Okay, we're good. All right. We should be able to see kind of who won the Heisman, hopefully, in a second. John Mateer from OU, 44 touchdowns, 3,330 yards, 72% completion percentage for OU. Iowa State is going to get to play in the Alamo Bowl against Boise State. So they do get a bowl game, which is expected. far as the bracket goes, the final bracket. Southern Miss is going to get their opportunity to play Bama. Michigan will play Washington. Arizona State will play Pitt. West Virginia will play Oklahoma. And then Duke, Georgia, USC, and SMU get the byes, so they get to wait to the quarterfinal. So one of our teams, the first team out of everybody, that gets to go to the playoff is actually our defensive coordinator from Southern Miss in the playoff against Alabama. And that's going to be Coach Clay Mercer, who you've got to believe he's going to be a candidate for some jobs there. As you can see, we're supposed to get killed, but I'm probably going to go ahead and play this game. I'm going to play only as the DC because Mercer is the DC. Probably still won't be close, but we're going to try to give Southern Miss at least a shot. And then after that, we can play the bowl game for OC at Nevada going against Washington State, and then the Iowa State game against Boise State. So we're going to play this playoff game first, though, since it's the most important. We're going to just be the defensive coordinator. That's it, because obviously that's our character is just the defensive coordinator. And we'll see how this goes. I don't expect this to be close at all. Alabama is way more talented than we are. This is essentially a dream season for Southern Miss. Just glad to be there, kind of thing. So we get to go to Tuscaloosa and then the playoff game. Saban Field, Denny Bryant.
This place is going to be rocking.
We'll see if Southern Miss can give any kind of fight to Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
We'll see the number 12 seed in this playoff, the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles.
And you got to feel for Eastern Michigan a little bit too. They had that 12 seed locked down almost the entire season, and then they just get jumped by Southern Miss there at the end. But glad that at least they got jumped by another team of ours, another AI character, just trying to build his way up in his career. Okay. All right, let's go. We'll go 4-2-5. We'll go match. And then we'll do this. Let's see if we can't cause some havoc or if they're going to just completely annihilate us. There we go. So,
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
Quickly behind the sticks
try
here
to take away the short stuff if possible. Not that they can't burn us deep, but
dropping back, it's Simpson. Makes a quick catch.
There we go. All right, 3rd and 10. If we can get off the field, that'd be nice.
They're able to get a short gain to make this 3rd down a little bit more manageable. But it is 3rd and long, so this offensive line's got to be ready, do a good job of communicating, and pick up any potential blitzes here on 3rd.
There we go. Southern Miss, what a great start to the game for Southern Miss. Alabama's just ultra more talented than us, but a 3-and-out to start and give us an outside chance to be successful is awesome. And so we'll just see. Hopefully Southern Miss offense will do something. Who knows?
Offense takes the field. The first chance we had to see them today. Let's check out the impact players in this game, Kirk. Guys that are going to have to.
We'll play defense, and likely Southern Miss is actually their offense did something. First drive, it's a good start for Southern Miss at Alabama, but it's early. It's still first quarter.
Off the play fake, looking to throw.
And that's what could happen to you.
You know, Chris, if we would have told Bear Bryant that Alabama would have a wide receiver that won a Heisman in recent years, I don't think he would have believed us. But that's where we are. They've been some great ones in the past. We're seeing some great-looking receivers on this unit right now.
Yeah, we got like a trip there.
He goes down, but the important thing is enough to move the sticks and a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 now for the offense. Fakes the handoff here, looking to throw it.
There we go. Get off and full tackle. Lost the yard.
This is not how you draw it up as an offense coordinator. You got a first down play, and you go backwards. Now you're behind the sticks, and that play just never seemed to have much of a chance at all.
Second down play coming up.
Empty. They drop this guy back.
Scanning the field. It's Simpson. The receiver makes the catch.
All right, brings on 3rd and 4 for Todd Simpson.
Catch to get a little bit closer to the marker.
One thing we know for sure, I don't know as a play caller, you can make that call without a quarterback who can throw it with a big arm. He put that on a rope.
There's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Just gets it away.
And he's wide open. Touchdown, Alabama. D-back falls. Alabama's talent takes over.
That's just textbook.
And Alabama ties the ball game up.
Timing and
Extra point away from
recognition
taking their first lead.
Great route by this receiver. He gave a nice stem to the
All right.
Here comes the Alabama
On
offense.
7-6.
Let's see if they can keep that passing game going. The last
Second.
possession, very efficient and precise. The sure hands. It's Williams.
We're going to wrap up.
That's a solid gain on the play. Tackle made with a strong arm throw by the senior quarterback. One play moves the ball to the 44. It'll be first down. Back goes in motion now. Let's see how the defense adjusts. Caught behind the line. It's Edwards.
Spring play turned into a big play for Bama.
Cross midfield, and he set up for the first down at the 41.
Chris, that's another positive game for this offense, and this quarterback continues to show why he's had such a great year this year. When he has time to throw, he gets his feet set. He's as accurate as any quarterback in the country.
Not bad. I'll give it 2 that time.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
There we go. 3rd and 8.
A lot of contact, no flag, brings up 3rd down.
What a hit there by the defender. Tough for the receiver to hold on to the football when he has that kind of contact. Good, clean play by the defense.
Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off.
That'll work. Brings up 4th and 10. Maybe we get lucky, miss a field goal. Keeping it close as we can, though. 5th seed Alabama.
The kicker has good range, but this one is from 58 yards out. And he's got it.
He made it somehow. Wow. Alabama adds 3 to their lead. We're down 10-6. Offense doesn't get anything done.
Here comes the Crimson Tide offense onto the field. They got points on the board last time thanks to a long-range field goal. And the back now goes in motion. He's brought down after a short gain. It's not going to be first down yardage. Back behind the quarterback, aligned in the pistol.
I don't know what that was, but I think we knocked it down, so that's fine.
I'm a big fan of the RPO, but it is a dangerous play for the quarterback. You got to make the right decision on this
get off the field here.
It just seemed like he was a little hesitant, unsure, and it cost him here with an incompletion.
Keeps it on the draw.
There we go. Perfect. 4th down. 10-6. If our offense could score a touchdown here, or even a field goal to get within 1 before half, that'd be great.
Oh, he's got a crease here. Look out.
We'll see what happens. Don't look like anything happened.
So the first play of the drive here coming up. Less than 2 minutes left on the clock.
Unfortunately, they get great field position.
Looking downfield, it's Simpson. It's a short completion to the big tight end. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion.
And here the tight end shows off his hands for a nice gain. Love to see the big man get his touches.
Here's the second down play. Here's the snap. Looking to throw here. And they get to completion.
Lucky he stepped out of bounds.
Boy, another positive game for this offense, and this quarterback continues to show how dangerous he is when he has time to throw. The defensive coordinator's got to change up his looks, maybe bring in the blitz, anything they can do to get this quarterback out of this rhythm.
Getting set. Here's second down. Looking to chuck it again. And it's caught.
And right now, Bama's doing what they want to do.
Great catch and run.
Unfortunately,
Alabama's offense now
we've got to find a way
the offense will take their
to limit this
to talk strategy here. That's a new set of downs.
to a field goal here and keep it a 7-point game. If they score here, a touchdown, that's going to hurt.
The quarterback keeps it
and they do. Touchdown. Hawkinson, quarterback. And just like that, Bama takes even more of a lead. 17-6.
The offense now operating in empty. Here comes a first down pass attempt. Physical defending. That one falls incomplete. Brings up second down. Incompletion in first down makes it 2nd and 10 from the 47. Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Goes to the sideline. Steps out after a short gain.
Anytime a quarterback and a receiver are in sync, you got a chance to make a very successful play. Great job here by the offense.
Looking to throw. It's Simpson. Quick throw. Catch.
He does get the first down with 16 seconds left.
Quickly spend a timeout.
And you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. Man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his security blanket for the quarterback, and especially on third down, get him the ball.
After the incompletion, QB tries it again on 2nd and 10. Just flings it out of
Away,
bounds.
3rd and
Pass
10.
rush closing in. So it's 3rd down, but out
We're
comes
gonna
the
try a
field
field goal.
goal unit.
And
They'll
then
try
we'll
to
call
add
timeout,
3
try to ice
points
them.
before halftime. So a timeout is called. Just a few seconds left here in the first half. Out comes the field goal team to give it a shot. This is a long way out.
Their dude was just clutch.
From 15.
To 6, and there got the ball again. And our offense just could not seem to help us out. Trying to bend and not break a couple times, but at the end of the day, if we can't score points, this game's going to be over pretty quick.
And here's the handoff. Gain of 2 yards. Now it's 2nd down and 8. Play fake, looking to throw. Caught by the back behind the line of scrimmage. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. Wrap down the middle. It's Edwards.
It's on opening.
Tackle made at the 37. That's a solid gain. Alabama getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. Inside give now from the shotgun. Solid gain, moves the ball to the 43.
Great offenses are able to stay ahead of the chains, and runs like that on first down are exactly what I'm talking about. Now you have a lot that you can call here on this 2nd down.
Oh my gosh.
It's Riley.
Defense kind of lost the running back here. Makes a nice catch and gets the first down in the process.
This Alabama offense is moving quickly down the field. Keeping it on the ground here. He's past the
That's a good
marker.
move by the back.
They finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 28. Well, the big fella's Kirk flowing to the right there. The defense just has no answer. It's a huge gain.
We'll score here, especially a touchdown. The writing will probably be on the wall, but we've just got to continue to try our best.
And once he saw the crease in the defense, accelerates through that hole to show you what kind of speed he has.
Got pressure, but we still got wide open.
Chris, how about the offensive balance these last couple of plays we're seeing from these guys? Not only are they balanced, but the explosiveness. A big run followed up by a big play through the air, and puts a lot of pressure on this defense.
That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Well, anytime you use your quarterback as a runner, the goal is obviously to hit some big plays. You got to be careful of letting your quarterback take too many big hits. Not only can he get tired, he can...
Wow. And they just use athleticism.
Well, that's a thing of beauty
He gets this right there. Just a simple slant, really. Bama's going to go up 20. Probably 21 here in a second. 3-touchdown lead with 59 seconds left in the third. Our offense does nothing. And unfortunately, it's just a matter of time at this point before this game is over. Defense doing its best to try to stay in it.
Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. Play action fake, looking to throw. Caught over the middle. It's Edwards.
Third and 2.
The man finally brought down by the cornerback. That was a tough assignment.
Well, anytime you can have a balanced attack, it's always going to help an offense. And, you know, the previous play, they're running the football. That puts a lot of pressure on the eyes of the linebackers and safeties. They start to think about defending the run. And a great job with that play action call to get them out of position and be able to hit that for that conversion.
Special teams on the field now. Here comes a punt.
Number 32,
the coverage team able to bring
3:33 left. Offense gets the ball, does absolutely nothing with it.
So here comes
and the defense is just trying to keep this from embarrassment mode at this point.
At the break, building on the lead here in the second half. He makes the catch. He makes the stop, but a big play moves the ball to the red zone. Alabama now operating in the red zone. That's a design quarterback keeper. They've got him in the backfield, nowhere to run. They'll lose a yard on the play. It's the 2-minute timeout.
2-minute warning. Southern Miss, great season. Fortunately, it has to end this way, but it's going to end in Tuscaloosa. The first-round loss. But history being made, Southern Miss making the playoff.
Grinding away with their running game. They bring him down short of the end zone, but this will set up a 1st and goal.
You know, I'd say this run is pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, the guys up front have controlled the line of scrimmage. They've given the quarterback time to throw. They've been able to run, really, whatever they've wanted to. That's why the...
Oh, wow. Offense just takes it in again. Alabama's cruising.
Well, there it is, Chris. One of the most dangerous plays in college football. The option. What's even more dangerous...
32 seconds left. 34-6. You get to just kind of play it out. Well, Alabama's going to advance. And that might be it. This should be the last play. Unless that going to be one more. And Alabama, 34-6, advances to the second round. Big win in Tuscaloosa for them. Southern Miss making history, making the playoff. Great season, but Ty Simpson and Alabama was just way too much. Offense could not.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. You know, it's easy to focus on the team that advances, and they should be happy. Obviously, they had a great year. They're going to continue to go on. But the team that comes up a little bit short, you know, you can see the emotion down on the field right now. They put so much into this year. Hopefully they'll be able to learn from this and come back even stronger next year.
And that's going to wrap it up. The loser,
and that'll do it for that.
The winner moves on.
All right, so Alabama obviously advances. And that one. And you got to wonder, for Clay Mercer, is that his last game as the DC for Southern Miss? Is he going to take another job? Let's see his job offers and kind of compare here. He's got a head coaching job potential at Kansas right now, or FAU, or he could take the DC at Ohio, which is these two are downgrades. Kansas would be an upgrade. The thing is that something that he really wants? Let's just look at his coach stats, coach abilities, coach contracts. He's from Auburn. He's an Auburn guy. He really wants that job, honestly. Kansas, I don't know if that's quite exactly what he'd want, but he is in the running for that job. He's as of right now the #1 guy for that job. See if there's any other jobs that hopefully that Michigan State job will go to our Eastern Michigan guy, but Brad Bielema got fired. Auburn obviously had a great season, so most likely we were going to go ahead and it's not exactly what he was wanting, but we're going to go ahead and start him off, get him away from just being only a DC, and accept this Kansas job. It's an upgrade, something he can hopefully help the defense build it up. Obviously, they were 2-10 this season. So hopefully he could help them out. Let's see. Oh, this is Kansas. 6-2. But he's going to go ahead and take that job. So we got a coach that's fixing to leave. He's going to leave Southern Miss a lot better than he left it. Now we're going into the OC at Nevada. He's got Washington State on the horizon here. And they're going to play the Holiday Bowl against Washington State. Nathaniel Nate Whitaker was on the hot seat to begin the year. He really was, and he looked like a guy that would probably be fired, but now he went from that to hopefully safe. Let's see if we can find him real quick. Hey, here we go, Whitaker. No, it still says hot seat. I mean, he's turned it around a lot. 10-14. 49% job security is not great. It was even worse at the beginning of the year. Hopefully, maybe a bowl win here. At the very least, keep his job. Job offers, I don't know. He could take the Cincinnati job or Missouri State job. That'll be something he can think about while he coaches his bowl game, or see if he'd rather just stay put in Nevada. He's going to play only offense, the Holiday Bowl. They're going to play Washington State.
California, America's classiest city. We're here at Snapdragon Stadium to witness one of the best moments of bowl season each and every year.
Holiday Bowl.
The DirecTV Holiday Bowl. Bowl games are not only a reward for how you played in the regular season, but can be a springboard into next year as well. As we'll see a squad from the Mountain West, the Nevada Wolfpack, taking on a team from the Pac-12, the Washington State Cougars. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and
Nevada's glad to be back in the winning ways, back to the bowl game. Didn't get one last year. Won 3 games last year. So 7-5. A Holiday Bowl berth, way better.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Off the bootleg and rolling out. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
Nevada comes to the line, facing 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires it. And the deflection by the defense brings up 4th down.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. 3rd down, you know, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. So Washington State's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. One man in the backfield, and he gets him. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose a yard. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Trying play action. Caught in the backfield, it's Blue. And he is going to lose yardage, nowhere to run as he is forced out of bounds. Nevada way behind the sticks on this 3rd down play. Looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. It's incomplete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted. Nevada will be forced to punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Nevada takes over as the offense returns to the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Pulls it in. It's Brown. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
3rd down, the focus of the defense has to shift. It has to change. We have to understand now exactly where the sticks are. We can't give up those plays for them to get beyond the sticks and get those first downs.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
The Wolfpack might think about being aggressive on 2nd and short. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll move the wide receiver. Touch pass on the run. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The jet sweep pass. Breaks into the open. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Wolfpack with a 1st and 10 here. Looking for space. It's Blue. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Oh, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
The Wolfpack with a long way to go to convert this third down. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. So they'll send out the field goal unit. Smashes it between the uprights. Nevada takes over as the offense returns to the field. So far, they've only been able to muster a field goal, but hoping to get things cooking here. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Got it in the middle. It's Brown. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there. Still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. He'll pull it on the read. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
You hope your punter can flip. Here comes the offense onto the field again. Looking to throw on first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Blue. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
You know, you got to be careful as a QB throwing to your running back in man coverage. If there's a linebacker draped all over him, then that ball's not going anywhere. You just saw it right there. Better play by the defense.
Good timing on the quick out. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The Wolfpack need this third and short to keep the drive moving. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. The offense in its own end, still needing a couple of yards for the first down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on fourth. Converts on fourth down, and he's still going. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Gets it out quickly. Clock stopped. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Oh, he's got some space. A big play, gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44. They have been stagnant on offense, but finally a little forward movement as they've got a 1st and 10. Grabbed in the middle, it's Smith. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. Last completion got them a first down. Let's see what they do now. Motion from the wide receiver. Quick pass on the jet motion. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Looking for room. It's Blue. Got the first down and still on his feet. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And now a chance to pull even. 1st and goal as we get late in the first half. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Nevada.
And I love that this offense.
Nevada takes over as the offense returns to the field. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Grabbed over the middle, it's Hayes. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Nevada trying to keep the drive moving on 2nd and short. Looking for an open area to his left. And he scoops his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
Nice job by the QB sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
Just a short pass to the tight end. Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on first down, setting up an easier second down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain. It makes life really easy on me on second down.
They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
Might as well give it to him again. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. The Wolfpack might think about being aggressive on second and short. Unloads to the wideout. Complete in the middle. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Second and goal coming up. Wide receiver going in motion. Quick touch pass to the receiver. The pop pass gets popped behind the line for a loss. Finding it tough to make positive yardage. Now third and goal from the 2. They'll try to pound their way in. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. The offense trying to find a way on fourth and goal from the 2. He's looking to throw. Takes a hit as he releases. They'll go to the ground. Dragged down after a pickup of 5 out to the 35. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Second down, they'll go to the air. Finds his man, it's Smith. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter. We've come to the end of the period, and Washington State is on top. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. Looking to throw for it. Caught near the sticks. It's Hayes. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. There he goes. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. This Nevada offense really has it going. They're going to ride this running back. Makes it past the marker. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
I love the play called running the football here in the fourth quarter, because with the score what it is right now, everything is at your disposal on offense. You are not panicking. This isn't throw every single down, all of a sudden 2-minute air raid type stuff. You can run the ball. You can do all of your stuff, personnel, shifting, motioning. You just got to be very, very careful and absolutely cannot turn it over.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He managed to... They'll power it inside with the fullback. Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line. Sticks it in his belly. Past the first down marker and still running. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Those fullbacks are grown men. Those guys are constantly hitting linebackers and blocking the whole entire game. So when you get a chance to give the big boy the ball, it's always, and you know what it is? It's a morale boost for everybody on the whole field. Everybody gets jacked up, and he finally gets to touch the football.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Trying to surprise him with the pass. Makes the grab. It's Blue.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. They'll go to the counter. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And that 2-minute drill, man, you're searching for those first downs. You got to find them. Sometimes it's a run. Sometimes it's a screen. Whatever it is, they choose to run the football here. Still time, but we're still in that hurry-up situation.
Well, no mystery here. 3rd in California late in the game. Defense knows they're going to throw it, so they're going to have a lot of guys back in zone coverage. These guys up front are going to be pinning their ears back. Quarterback better have the clock going off in his head.
He is denied. Cannot get to the first down marker, and it's 4th down coming. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. Fires to the tight end. They'll stop him. Oh, that was a pretty rough showing there by this team. Just couldn't find a way to get things going and come up with the win.
Just got outplayed, Reed.
Nathaniel Whitaker, they fall short in the Holiday Bowl, 17-10 to Washington State. Unfortunately, so they fall 7-6. As far as job offers go, he's got Cincinnati. He can think about. He's a guy he's really he's from the West Coast. He could take the job at Cincinnati, but he's really looking for more of a West Coast job. And in this first round, that's not offered, so he's going to skip on that for this, at least for this week, unless something else comes open. Let's go ahead and go to Javier Reyes real quick. All right, so he always 5-7, not what he wanted. He's going to check out his offers, if any. Keep the head coach at UMass doesn't really make sense with what he wants to do. He's a West Coast guy as well, so we're going to leave him alone and keep him where he's at. Switch to Elijah Boone, Michigan native, making a bowl again and back to the Xbox Bowl like they did last season. See if he has any job offers. And there's his dream job right there. It worked out perfectly like we talked about. His alma mater's Michigan State. His two jobs, he really wants to either win in the MAC or he wants to go to Michigan State because that's his alma mater. He's originally from Detroit, Michigan. So he's obviously going to accept this job. No-brainer for Elijah Boone, going back to his alma mater where he feels like he belongs. Obviously, we'll play his Xbox Bowl next after this and see help him transition. But we'll go ahead and switch to Jet Holloway. Make sure there's no offers that he just cannot refuse. Houston is very tempting for him. because Marcus Jet Holloway actually is, his hometown was from Houston. Texas alma mater is Texas Tech. This may be a lateral move, but maybe one that he's going to go ahead and do, because he is his jobs as far as what he wanted. His top three: Houston, Texas Tech, or USC, and this is his first one he's got a chance at. So even though he's had some success here at Iowa State, getting to go back home to his hometown in Houston is just too big of an opportunity for him not to go ahead and take. So he's going to leave as well after one season at Iowa State and take the job at Houston after the bowl game. So this will be his last game coaching at Iowa State. So hopefully they go ahead and win the Alamo Bowl. And obviously go ahead and make his time at Iowa State a good one to remember, coming off a bowl win. But then he's going to leave. He's going to leave for Houston. So,
welcome to San Antonio, Texas.
We'll go ahead and play the Alamo Bowl real quick. His last one at Iowa State. His players are not really pleased that he's leaving after 1 year. Administration is not pleased, but you got to believe that he's just making the best decision for him and his family, and that's really ultimately where he wants to be, where he's from. He's an offensive guy, and he wants to take a Texas team to the promised land. And since it's one of his top three jobs, he just could not take it. So, but a win over Boise State go a long way, and helping Iowa State into the offseason and helping him go into his new job. So we'll go ahead and see what ends up happening here.
The give out of the gun.
Good tackle by Boise State.
Great job by that defender. I mean, he timed that snap count perfectly, got into the backfield and created the negative play.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12.
Nice couple.
It's Brown.
Now we got third down though.
Immediately, they're well short of the first down. Third down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Pressure coming.
I tried to thread the needle, wasn't there.
As the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. The Cyclones will bring the punt team.
And we got a lot of turnover in this offseason, but once these guys get to the job where they're comfortable, it's more their hometown or one of the top 3. They'll be there a lot longer. So if that's making it kind of harder for you to kind of keep up with what's going on, then that will change pretty soon.
Already in the red zone. It's 1st and 10 from the 20.
I did not want to throw that, but somehow it worked out anyway.
He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Man, this guy is so dynamic, and that's why you want to try to get him the ball as many ways as you can. That time it's a screen throw. He had some nice blocks downfield, but with his speed and elusive running ability, this dude is dangerous.
Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. And the Cyclones come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Got it! Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal.
3rd down and short is exactly what you want on offense, because you can run the football, make the defense suck up, but you can also throw it. Nice execution, 3rd and short. Now set up.
Touchdown, Cyclones.
Fired in from the red zone for the score.
I'm going to switch.
They couldn't connect on that 57-yard field goal, and now they'll put it in play from the 40. The give to the back. Gets it past the 1st down marker and still running. Turning on the Jets.
Touchdown, Cyclones. A big offensive burst. 3 possessions, 2 touchdowns for Iowa State. Trying to send all the way out with a victory.
Iowa State sending the offense back out. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive.
Off the RPO, complete. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they can.
So the bubble over there. We're going to go ahead and go.
Keep the foot on the pedal if you're on offense here. You got that yardage. Yeah, you didn't get the first down, but you've set yourself up now to go for it here and keep this drive alive.
Now on 4th down and 5, they'll try to move the chains.
Not going to quite get it. Boise State gets a stop.
This offense starts deep in a hole. Caught in the backfield, it's Brown.
All right, there we go.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. The defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Grab behind the line. It's Townsend. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers. They're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
Turning it on.
Good run.
Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. The Cyclones are moving quickly down the field. Looking to throw, it's Milwin. It's complete on the right side. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the 1st down. Looking at a 2nd and short now. They're going to run it. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
Well, they only needed 1 yard, so no mystery there. Turn around, hand it off, and he finds a way to get it.
And the Cyclones will line it up on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Snagged in the middle. It's McNeil. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. 8th play of the drive coming up. The give to the running back from the shotgun.
Not much room right there. Boise State did a good job on defense.
But no more than that.
See if we can't convert here.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line. Being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
The Cyclones are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short.
Good job by the safety of Boise State coming up and making that play. I'm going to go ahead and go for it, though.
When they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field, you saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though. How quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
They're not saying a play we really like
down
here.
To 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break.
I'm going to go ahead and punt.
And the Cyclones will send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Was looking for more running room, but plenty of time to work.
Maybe release field goal here, try to go 3 possessions for Holloway. What a great job.
And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. The pull and throw off the RPO.
RPO worked pretty well.
He takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. How aggressive might this play call be on 3rd and short from the 46? Leaves it with the back. He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains. It's at the 37.
See if Holloway can't.
Productive play on 1st down. Back to throw. It's Nolan.
It's close enough to get in a good field position.
And how about the
Potential field
efficiency
goal.
on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
It's complete to the right. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more.
No more timeouts left, so
Well, you know who's got to
gonna be
love
smart
this offense
football
picking up
here.
so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you love playing on teams with great offenses.
All the way down to the 15-yard line. It's 1st down. Headed to the end zone.
We got out just in time.
Inside the 5 at the
Now we
4,
got
and
outside
they
shot.
save the touchdown, at least for now. Here's 1st and goal, and a touchdown here might put this thing out of reach by halftime. He's looking to pass.
Touchdown Iowa State.
Quick strike through the air for the score.
Holloway loves it.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball.
He wants to leave this place better than he found it. Winning a Holiday Bowl and going out on
Iowa
top
State
is the
has
best
the ball
way.
back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. They'll ride the running back and leave it
Not
with
much
it.
room there, almost a
He's
safety.
gonna lose a yard on that one.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this second half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping the run. They got to play like this.
Breaks into the open.
And the blitz. I catch Boise State. The blitz Holloway does, and what a play.
Huge chunk
From in the
play for
back
this
of their end
offense.
zone.
Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field.
And because the receiver was able to drive back to the QB on that curl route against man coverage, he was able to create a little bit of separation between him and the defender, and that was a big key in getting that first down.
Finds a crease at the 20.
Touchdown, Iowa
And
State.
they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
When these offenses get in a rhythm, they're hard to stop. Already up early.
Air
Got
Nolan
short
shows no
field, take
mercy.
advantage of it too. Get another touchdown. This offense is doing whatever
Saw
they
the
wanna
crease
do
and just
having
hit
a
it.
lot of success.
Boise State, wondering why they even accepted the invite.
A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. The run from the shotgun. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. So much for the tough field position. One play and you're already to the 35. Holds and fires complete to the
Hold a
right.
block trail and got 3 out of it.
This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And offenses nowadays, they're really just counting numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, boom, it's just built into the offense. Pitch, catch, let me get a few
Another hard
yards.
run.
Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. The Cyclones come to the line with a new set of downs. Grabbed in the backfield.
Good job of Boise State on that one.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. The give to the tailback. And they'll wrestle
Should
into
be
the
bringing
ground
to the
after a
fourth.
short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we
28-0.
don't focus on it enough, but how
Alamo
important
Bowl
those
victory in
5
sight
guys are
for
up front. To get
Jet,
those defensive
Marcus
linemen
Jet
to try to
Holloway.
move them out of the way to get a
And he's
run
looking
game
forward to
going. It
taking his
squarely
talents
falls on the shoulder of those
and all
5
everything he
offensive
learned about
linemen.
being a head coach at Iowa State for 1 year to Houston.
At the end of the period, and
Help
Iowa State
Houston
has the lead.
hopefully
And it hasn't been
do
much
big
of a
things,
contest
including get
as
to the
we
playoff.
Take a look at the overwhelming game stats through 3. As we enter the fourth
An
quarter,
idea at
let's
Iowa
see if
State's not
anything
happy. They're
memorable can
leaving
come
after
from this one.
1 year, but
After swapping into the field, they
he's
gave
going to do
a
what's
little
best for
time to
him.
figure out how they'll open the final period here on make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. And the Cyclones will go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down.
And he dropped it, so Blue State's going to take over. Blue State finally gets on the board.
Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. The give as they work on that clock. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31.
We're going to start running clock
and
now.
This is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead. You want to chew the clock.
Got what we wanted. We wanted the victory here at the bowl game, and we got it.
Imposing their will, Dave, and that's something that we've seen, I think, all game. Up front, they've been the more physical team. They're the ones that's getting push and that's getting movement, and it's carrying over all the way here deep into the 4th quarter.
They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. Well, we are winding it down, guys. Only a few more plays
They can bring it
left
to
in
2-minute
this
warning in
season.
Alamo
Also
Bowl.
Wrapping up a really outstanding performance for this offense.
Yeah,
Boise
and they're
State.
sending out the seniors on the right foot. Guys, we've seen a lot of great football. There have been so many tremendous moments.
showed up,
in
they didn't
individual
show out.
efforts, David. This is
Like
a year
Iowa
in
State
college
did.
football I know I'll never forget.
Won't forget it. Loved working with you guys. Love being in the booth. Love covering these football games. I'll tell you what, a lot of excitement in college football surrounding the sport, man.
Looking for the end zone. And he finds some
Got about a
solid
yard to
space.
go.
Makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop it. Boy, if that first down play was any indication, they might walk this thing in on 2nd and goal.
Can't quite get in again.
How about
Boise
that
State
play
trying to
by
make a
that
stand
giant,
here.
That mountain of a man on the defensive front. That defensive front was a stone wall on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd and goal. And
Got in
he
that
takes
time,
it
though.
in for the score. Touchdown, Cyclones.
The Cyclones score again.
And they just keep
With 12 seconds left.
points. We've seen in big moments
And the
this
tenure of
game,
Marcus
they've been
Jet
able to
Holloway.
Step up and deliver, particularly on offense.
And that'll do it. The Alamo Bowl goes to Iowa State. Marcus Jet Holloway gets a win in his last game as head coach at Iowa State before leaving for Houston.
Every phase of the game. If I'm on the coaching staff, I don't know what you could ask for your guys to do better. I think the challenge now for this team is going out next week and trying to play with the same type of intensity and the same level of execution.
3-5-7, big win for him. Before he takes over. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and advance to the next week. Should have one more bowl game, I believe. Or, let's see. Yeah, bye week. See, Eastern Michigan. Yep, we got the Xbox Bowl. The last bowl game for Elijah Boone, last game to coach Eastern Michigan before heading to his alma mater, Michigan State. Play that real quick. Hopefully end his tenure there with a win.
Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their
Last
claim
year,
in this neutral site.
same bowl game, Eastern Michigan fell short, 6-7 season. Lost to Buffalo in this exact game, 10-7. Now they come back to the Xbox Bowl redemption, 12-1 season. Barely missed the playoff due to Southern Mississippi. So they are ready to roll, hoping to end the season on a great note. Historic season at Eastern Michigan, and then also you gotta figure Elijah Boone is ready to get into East Lansing and change the things at Michigan State that have obviously been going wrong.
As a 3-star, he had opportunities to go elsewhere to play in better conferences against better competition, but this for him felt like home. Now he has a chance to go out and live that dream.
So the last thing you want to do is start the game, first drive, go 3 and out. They won't do that here. They might go 4 and out, but they'll try to
scramble.
here.
Oh yeah, just gets it. And Eastern Michigan's first drive stays alive against Western Kentucky.
This quarterback's athleticism, I think, makes it a
what a year for Eastern Michigan. 12 wins. I was on that 12 seed. At-large bid all year until Southern Mississippi took it. Then unfortunately, I don't think it would have mattered either way who played Alabama, but Southern Mississippi obviously didn't stand much of a chance against Alabama. But hopefully Eastern Michigan continues to do great things, even though coach is leaving, and continues to build on the success they've had this season. And then he'll turn the things around at Michigan State. They've struggled a lot. I mean, first game of the year they lost to this Eastern Michigan team, so he knows what he's going into. That's his home. So hopefully he can right the ship and do some big things in East Lansing.
For this offense to be successful, they need a physical tone setter, and he can be that.
Big 3rd and 7 here. Finds the back of the backfield, unfortunately runs out for 2. We'll bring up 4th and 5.
In this game, like we've seen throughout his career, when the defense wants to take away wide receivers or players on the perimeter, that's when this guy has to show up and shine. He's got vision.
There we go. Hits the shallow.
That's got to be on display.
First down. 2nd, 4th down conversion on this drive for Eastern Michigan.
The Eagles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They go to the draw.
And off. Good job by Western Kentucky. And defense there loses a couple.
I love when you start playing linebackers up near the line of scrimmage.
And hopefully y'all are liking this AI idea I kind of came up with. I follow a couple other creators that do this, and I find it super interesting to watch their stuff. So I want to do it on my own. Obviously with College Football 27 coming up, with NIL, and a lot of other features, I'll probably do this again as well. But I'll continue with these coaches through 26. But hopefully it's something you enjoy. If you do, feel free to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Spread the word. Really not really about how many people I have following, more about just enjoying having fun playing college football, playing Madden or NBA 2K or whatever it is you like to play. But I enjoy making these type of videos. So if you like them too, or if you have any new ideas, if you want to be once College Football 27 starts, if you want me to create a team and you want your name in it, you can comment, and I can try to put you in a certain position. Obviously, there's only so many people I can do that with. I have to create a team, but there's a lot of different avenues where I can get people involved as well. So Eastern Michigan still for a field goal here. Looks like it's probably going to be shanked, but hopefully not. Nope, looks like it's going, and it just gets it through. Awesome. Eastern Michigan takes a 3-0 lead. Now it's 3-3, middle of the second quarter.
Eastern Michigan takes over as the offense heads to the field.
Low-scoring affair, similar so far to like it was the year before. And Eastern Michigan lost 10-7. Ooh, what a hurdle by Cam Davis. You got to wonder, is Cam Davis going to follow in his coach's footsteps, try to go to East Lansing and help turn on the Michigan State football program? Guess we'll see in the offseason.
You know, these linebackers have to be so good in zone coverage of reading the quarterback's eyes to get to the ball. You saw that linebacker do it.
Give to the running back. Defense
not much going to bring up a 3rd and 8.
And man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air.
He drops it, bring up 4th and 8. He's got a 47-yard field goal going for it. We're punting it. And Eastern Michigan decides to roll the dice. Gotta get this 1st down to keep the drive going.
So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Early movement
Flag.
on the offense, and they'll push it
The
back
offense
5
is
yards.
unfortunately going in reverse right now. And that's going to make this a harder decision now. 4th and 13.
Will take the penalty. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit.
I think it's blocked. The Hilltoppers block it. And that doesn't go the way of Eastern Michigan. But luckily, the defense holds. And they're backed up in their own end zone right now. But 3-3, really got to find a way to get out of the end zone right here. That'll work. And Cam Davis has got to get involved. Got to have a big game here. Down the stretch. Have to go ahead and win this Xbox Bowl. The defense of West Kentucky, the tops are definitely swarming right now. Hilltoppers. Big 3rd and 5. Really don't want to give the ball back to Western Kentucky with this kind of field position. Big catch, 1st down. It's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Most likely. Yep. Nope. We got one more play out. Big Cam Davis, a good run. And then the Xbox Bowl at the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 3. It'd be great to have a drive. Come off with a lead before half. Quarterback keeps it. The defense was completely fooled. Everybody thought Cam Davis had it.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole
But
lot
CJ
of different
Stuckey
ways.
had
Now
it.
you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense. There's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground. He gets upfield.
There's a flag on the play, unfortunately.
Once he's out
It looks like it's probably going to be holding on Eastern
that
Michigan.
explosive play picking up the 1st.
And it is.
A solid gain on that one, and
Unfortunately, that rates a great play and bring the 1st and 20 with 140 left till half.
First thing you want to do if you're in a hole is stop digging. It's 1st and 20.
Bailey gets the throw off. A lot of pressure there.
Shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Scrambling away.
Good scramble, good catch. What a catch. Jay Stuckey gets out of harm's way. And Prosper with a great catch to make it 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 3 here.
Man, I guess that's waving your arms. Hey, I'm open. I never really understood that because I never feel like you're running as fast. But
Oh, the backer was there. And timeout by Western Kentucky.
Makes the big completion down the field.
Timeout is called.
4th and 6.
Defense wanting to make sure that
Eastern Kentucky rolls the dice again.
for this big down.
Gotta get the ball out.
The throw to the outside is complete. All down, but they'll
A close one there, but it looks like he got the 1st down with 1:08 left.
Eastern Michigan has it and a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, they give to the back.
That's McCabe Davis. What a run.
Still moving. They are finding
That
soft spots
hurt
in this defense.
offensive
He's got it
lineman.
down to the
Gonna
25.
stop that clock with 58 ticks
This
left.
offense has had trouble getting it in gear, but maybe a little life here on 1st and 10.
Great throw.
Quickly out to the tight
I
end.
guess 7 yards. Now the clock's ticking though. 50 seconds. 48 seconds.
Play action almost makes it impossible to keep him covered.
And yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time.
Another great run. Touchdown, Eastern Michigan. No holding this time. think Cam Davis picks up 10-3. All right, third quarter. 10-3 lead for Eastern Michigan. Wanting redemption from last year. Wanting to win the Xbox Bowl.
The give to Davis.
Cam Davis had a big run earlier. Couldn't quite get away that time, though. Especially Kentucky swarmed on defense. Already over 100 yards for Cam Davis.
They'll try the run.
Try the other back. Not bad. Gonna bring up a 3rd and 5. 3rd and manageable here.
It's down at the 48.
And getting us any kind of score on this drive would be big to make a 2-possession game. Eastern Kentucky knows that, though.
Got it in the middle. It's White.
Great catch. Quick slant.
They'll spot it at the 42.
Brandon White, senior.
Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again.
It's tough on the defense there. 3rd down, you're inside.
Oh, man.
Everybody's
They just shot the gap there.
Trying to make a break on the ball.
And now it's
but
2nd and
he
12.
just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you could do there, and it's now a fresh set of downs.
That'll work. Get it back to 3rd and manageable. We got 3rd and 5. 3 minutes left in the 3rd.
First down. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 3rd and short from the 37.
The read was too slow, and it really hurt that 3rd down play. So now it brings up a 4th and 5. Eastern Michigan rolling the dice again. A big catch on 4th down for big Cam Davis, who's really been the MVP so far. Junior elusive bruiser for Eastern Michigan. Ooh, that was close. Almost picked by Western Kentucky. But you really believe that Elijah Boone would love to take Cam Davis with him to Michigan State. And that time there was a gap there. He just missed the gap and tried to hit it outside, and there was nothing there. That brings a 3rd and 12 now.
9th play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long.
And there's a pick, unfortunately. And now we got to hope that Eastern Michigan defense can hold. And it looks like they did, so offense will get the ball back with 1:27 left in the 3rd. Way back on the other side of the field right here. Dangerous pass, but caught. Injury timeout for Western Kentucky Hilltoppers.
Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. The give.
There's big Cam Davis.
Picks up the 1st down.
Cam Davis will not be denied. 17 attempts, 105 yards. Trying to carry Eastern Michigan to an Xbox Bowl game title.
Finds his tight end. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain. And the Eagles can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. The give on the option.
There we go, big 1st down.
But it'll be enough for a 1st
Cam
down.
Davis.
So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. They try to pop a run on the draw.
The draw goes nowhere. And then brings up 2nd and 13, 35 ticks left until the 4th quarter. Amount of possessions is starting to go away. But each possession becomes more and more important now. The quarterback tries to take it himself and gets hammered. It's going to bring up 3rd and 15 with 15 seconds left in the 3rd. Still a whole quarter to go. They're going to hurry up and snap it and try to hit it deep. And Western Kentucky may have gotten away with one there. It looked like he kind of got grabbed early, but there was no call, so no foul on Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Good job. 1 second left in the 3rd. Western Kentucky drives down. They do not get anything, though, so this is a crucial part of the game for Eastern Michigan. They can go down here and score any type of points at all. They're most likely going to win the Xbox Bowl. If they don't, and then Western Kentucky stays alive. Big Cam Davis with a run. And Cam Davis has no problems running people over. Big throw on the RPO on the bubble screen. Big yardage on that. And Eastern Michigan's offense has come alive the last 2 plays. 4 minutes left in the game.
this offense, which has been flatlined in the
Eastern Michigan really needs to get down here and get points.
Looking to throw on
Big
first
throw.
down. Quick completion on the
Good
outside.
catch.
They make the stop, trying to
One
pick
brought
up
for
just
Brandon
a
White,
little
the
bit of
senior.
time to get to that first down marker.
3:51 and ticking.
Really attack on this second and short.
Okay, Cam Davis runs for another first down. It's 132 yards on 20 carries now for him.
Pick up the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. They'll run it, trying to drain time.
Cam gets a
off the
couple.
clock. Moves it forward just a bit, a pickup of 1 to the 35.
3:28 and counting and left in the
2
game.
yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. That's real.
Way to hang on to the football while the receiver there looks like he's getting jarred out. Big 3rd and 4 here, not only because for first down, but for time's sake. Oh no, the momentum carries them out. It's 4th and 3 now. Big decision here. 3rd 11, 4th and 3, 3:11 left in the game. If they can get any kind of points here, they would essentially probably win the game. But instead, they're going to roll the dice and go for it. And you got to trust big Cam Stuckey. Cam Davis. Cam Stuckey Davis.
Down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out.
With a huge run.
Pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work.
Now with 3 minutes left.
They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there. And
Eastern Michigan controls its own destiny at this point. If they can just find a way to not make mistakes. I think the 3rd and 8 with 2:50 left in the game.
And if you didn't know this was a big play, the crowd is telling you a huge 3rd down.
Oh no, Cam Davis gets stuck. And now this is a big field goal. This is a hit here would be huge.
On 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to
And he
save
makes
with
it.
his foot.
And that may change the trajectory of this game. Up 2 possessions now. Western Kentucky scores. But with that field goal, it's 13-10 with 1:02 left. Only 2 timeouts left to Western Kentucky. And they control the clock. Big Cam Davis makes them take their first timeout. 1 timeout remaining for Western Kentucky.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
Big Cam Davis with a first down. That'll be huge. Second timeout for Western Kentucky. That brings up a 1st and 10. And now they can just kneel this baby out. And just like that.
In the postgame, if you start asking about the offensive struggles, the coach is probably going to say, let me tell you something, Mr. Television.
Cam Davis would not be denied. Eastern Michigan wins the Xbox Bowl and allows for Elijah Boone to win his final game as Eastern Michigan head coach before going to his alma mater. Huge win, 13-10, wins the Xbox Bowl over Western Kentucky. Hopefully Cam Davis is a guy that can come over and help in East Lansing. We'll go ahead and look at the bracket real quick as well. As you can see, we already knew, obviously, Southern Mississippi got beat by Bama. But Michigan beat Washington. Arizona State beat Pitt. Oklahoma beat West Virginia. So that sets up Alabama, SMU, Michigan, Duke. Arizona State, USC, and Oklahoma, Georgia left in the playoff. And the rest of our teams, obviously, are done for as far as the season is concerned. He's obviously moving. We're going to go double check on Helton. Sorry, not Helton. On Mercer. Make sure there's nothing else that he would want. Well, he's already going to Kansas. I forgot we decided to make that decision already. Make sure there's nothing for Javier Reyes. Most likely not, unless it's a West Coast opportunity. He could take over the Eastern Michigan job that was just vacated. There's South Carolina, Western Michigan. None of these make sense, though, for Javier. And then we'll check on Nate Whitaker. Nate wants he still wants to be in the West Coast. Let's see if there's anything West Coast available. Not really. South Florida. So he's going to go ahead and stay put at Nevada as OC for this year. So I think we've got everybody switching that we're going to have switched as far as this episode goes. Marcus Jet Holloway has some big decisions to make. We got to see if he can find an offensive coordinator that he really likes. Ray Lundy Jr. somebody that he could really. He's a veer and shoot guy. So can he find someone that goes along with him? Got multiple. We got Ricky Raines, a veer and shoot. So that makes the most sense probably. So we'll offer him, head coach out of Old Dominion. And then he's a 3-3-5 guy as far as defense. Let's see, we got 3-3-5 type by Tim's. So we're probably going to go ahead and try to get him. He's kind of a younger guy, but a guy that can come in and execute the type of defense that he wants. Let's see if with any of these other coaches we need to hire anybody yet. And hire staff for him now. Clay Mercer, pro style guy. See if we can find anybody that believes the same kind of stuff. We've got Brian Lindrig. He's OC at Michigan State. We're gonna go ahead and offer him pro style, and then a 4-2-5 coach. And we got George Stacy. We got a couple of 4-2-5 guys. We got one level 14 and level 17. Both have a couple of head jobs technically available, but we're gonna see if George Stacy wants the job first. And then let's see, he's staying. We're gonna go. Now we need to go to Michigan State. He's got to hire staff as well. Power spread. Can we find anybody that's similar? We got some spread. A couple of guys in the spread. There's a pro style and an air raid. See, level 32, 34. Probably go Oscar White. See if he'll come aboard. And that 4-3, base 4-3 is what we're looking for here. But there's only 4-2-5 and 3-3-5, so let's see if we can find any of these guys. We got a level 26, a 29. Probably go with the guy that's had the most experience, Matthew Ince. See if he'll accept the job as a DC at Michigan State. And then everybody else should be. He's staying and he's staying. So now we can advance the week, see if we get the hires we wanted, see what happens in the playoff as well before we get off here. And we'll eventually do the off-season stuff as well, obviously. But Ricky Rain accepted his invitation for OC. And then the DC for is also Lynn Timms, so that helps him at Houston. All right, let's go here. Let's see if at Kansas he got the guys he wanted. Yep, he got his OC he wanted, and the DC he wanted at Kansas. Clay Mercer. Let's go to Michigan State. See if he got his guys he wanted. There's big Cam Davis, who had himself a game. 25 carries, 153 yards and 6 yards per carry against Western Kentucky. And that's how you win the Xbox Bowl. And Oscar Wyatt accepts the OC at Michigan State. And then it looks like their DC accepted as well, Matthew Ince. So everybody has hired on, which is good. Let's look at the bracket and see. All right, so Alabama, they beat Southern Mississippi, and then they take care of business against SMU, 45-39. Michigan beats the number 1 seed Duke, 56-38. USC beats Arizona State, 35-27. And then finally, Georgia beats Oklahoma, 41-17. So in the semifinals, Bama versus Michigan, USC versus Georgia. The last 4 remaining. And we'll see if... we'll see who... Gotta switch back to this character. See who ends up going home with the title this year. The U and Texas were in it last year. They're not in it. So there's not going to be any repeats. Okay, so a 4-point win up for Michigan over Alabama and an 8-point win for Georgia over USC. So it sets up a 2-seed Georgia versus a 9-seed Michigan for the national title. We'll get to see who ends up winning the 2026 national championship. And the winner is Georgia. Kirby Smart. 31-28 victory over Michigan. And Kirby Smart does it again. As 2 seed goes in, wins the national championship, and brings Georgia to the promised land. And now... as you can see, we're at our new schools now. We've got Marcus Jet Holloway is now officially at Houston as a Cougar. And he's ready to start doing work. And hopefully picking up where he left off at Iowa State. Then we've got Kansas' new head coach, former Southern Mississippi DC Clay Mercer, his first head coaching gig. Javier Reyes is staying put. And then Michigan State's new head man, former alma mater, former Michigan State alumni, Elijah Boone, is taking over a 3-win team to try to change the trajectory of that program. And hoping to make things happen there after having an amazing season at Eastern Michigan. And then, like I said, just wasn't really the job opening that Nathaniel Nate Whitaker really wanted, so he's going to stay put at Nevada. He's actually our last coach that's not a head coach now. So he's still an OC. Hopefully we can see some big things from him and maybe a job more in the area he's looking for in that West Coast area will open up next offseason for him to potentially take. But we're going to go ahead and end it on this. I'll go through the offseason, do what we did, and then on episode 3, everybody will be either with their new schools or continuing with the same schools if you're talking about Javier Reyes with New Mexico State or Nevada. But should be some changes. We got one team to the playoff bracket this year in Southern Miss, and now he's taking over at Kansas. So hopefully we'll get to see more and more of that as this series continues. But if you liked it, like, subscribe, comment, and I appreciate y'all watching.